Hi, Terry Michael, the Bible lady here. Simon Peter's fishing nets and knees. We're going to talk about that today. And through my Bible reading years, I didn't realize that when the apostles or disciples came to Jesus, that they didn't drop everything and go right away. And I always thought they did. But the way I'm reading it now, I see that that's probably not the way it happened. Let's look at this. Remember, it was Jesus, Simon, Andrew, Philip, Bartholomew, Nathaniel. They went to the marriage at Cana. So that happened. And then Jesus stayed at Simon Peter's house because he healed his mother-in-law. And he healed a lot of people that evening and cast out devils. I mean, it was just an ongoing thing. They had a real prayer meeting there. Then the next day, because it says the next morning, Jesus went to a desert place. And the people followed him. Of course they did. So in Luke 5:1, we're told how the people pressed in on him. Well, here we have Jesus at the Sea of Galilee with the people in front of him, and they're coming in toward him and more. So he had to find a solution. Well, there were about 4,000 fishing boats there, according to Dakes. And one of them belonged to Simon Peter. So Jesus asked if he could use it. He said, "Can I get in your boat and use it?" Of course, Simon said yes. So they went out a little bit from the land, and Jesus sat down and taught the people. But this is what happens after the teaching. Then he said to Simon, "Launch out into the deep and let down your nets for a drought." For a haul, a whole bunch. Well, he said, let down your nets, plural, okay? But wait a minute, the fishermen they returned, they had not gotten anything. And Simon was probably one of the first to come back. Simon responds in a semi-argument because he said, "We've been out all night and we had not caught anything." But then Simon does a very wise thing. And I don't know if it was Jesus gave him a look of trust me, or gazed into his eyes. I don't know what happened. But then Simon changes and he says, "Nevertheless, at your word, I will let down the net." Now he let down the net, but not nets. But at least he let it down. Most of us know what happened. They caught so many fish that the net broke. And they had to call on their partners, who were James and John, the sons of Zebedee, the sons of Zebedee. And they came and they let down their net, and both ships went back practically sinking. They barely made it back. There were so many. Now, Simon had only listened and let down their nets. That probably wouldn't have happened. And it says that they filled both the ships almost to the peril of sinking them. But this is what I wanted to tell you about. Simon knew Jesus. Simon had him stay. Jesus stayed at his house. But when Simon saw this miracle of abundance, he fell down at Jesus' knees. And he said, "Depart from me. I am a sinful man." That's Luke 5:8. And that's where Jesus tells them that he will make them fishers of men. But this miracle didn't only catch fish. It caught Simon and James and John and Andrew and whoever else was there. They left all and they followed him. And I want you to see something else. What was most important? Was it the amount of fish? Did Peter say, "This is great, Lord, let's build a fishing empire"? I mean, he may have said that at another time, but he said other things. But he didn't say that then. No, he was finding out about himself. Now, there's nothing wrong with Jesus blessing a business. He does. He does it all the time. He loves to do it. He wants us to prosper. But this is what mattered the most, men and women. We are what's most important. You are what's most important. Not what you have, not what you don't have, not what you did get or didn't get, but you. You are most important. So what point are you at? Are you where you'll allow Jesus to stay overnight? Are you at the point where you'll loan him your boat? Are you willing to let down your net? Or have you fallen down at your knees? Peter chose what was best, and he chose to follow Jesus. I hope you will too. It's simple. Believe in your heart and confess with your mouth. Because if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. God bless you. Till next time.